Mikela, so first of all, welcome to this exclusive interview with the Times of Malta. First of all, how are you feeling after taking such a huge step in your career, moving from Malta to Lanzarote, and I mean something which goes through the back of in the back of your mind is probably COVID and everything. Did it affect any of your progress? I mean, moving there.
Yes, so we've been thinking about this decision for a long time. I was looking at different options. Obviously, when this COVID thing happened, it wasn't an easy decision at all. We were actually thinking maybe the airports, would I be able to go, would I not? Thankfully, yes, I managed to arrive here. It's Spain, the situation in Spain isn't the best right now. However, being an island, as I don't know if many people know, Lanzarote is one of the Canary Islands. It's pretty controlled. It's almost the same as Malta. Malta right now, I've been following a bit. It's not the best situation either. But we're taking all the necessary precautions, even when it comes to training and games. We all took a COVID test a few days ago, for example. It's always with hand sanitizer before you go in. They check your temperature, so at least everything is like going in the right direction, and we're doing all we can to keep it controlled. You asked me about the decision, how you're feeling. I'm really happy right now. Everything's going really well. Unfortunately, I had a bit of an accident and I ended up having 7 stitches last week. So even we had the first game of the league yesterday. Unfortunately, I couldn't join them. I wasn't part of the team, but I went to support, obviously. But everything's going really well. I'm really enjoying it, training, and it's a very nice environment.
All right, and I mean, you flew to Spain only last month, so it's pretty fresh for you. But
yeah.
How is the team so far? How are you gelling with the rest of the team?
The team is like a family. As soon as I arrived, I felt really welcome immediately. Obviously, the language barrier is something which I've been working. I'm attending Spanish lessons 3 times a week, which is obviously really helping me. I learned the grammar mostly in those lessons, but then you get all the practice, talking with your teammates, with the people. I'm living with 2 teammates. They're really experienced. They're 2 of the best in the team, so I'm really happy to be living with them, and I can communicate with them as well. It's part of the whole experience. But otherwise, yes, I think they're telling me I'm picking up Spanish pretty fast, so that's a bonus. Yes, but the team, we're gelling very well.
All right, and I mean, something interesting is that you've paired up with Ranzo again after her time playing in Malta. I mean, what kind of influence do you think she can offer for your experience and even for your game now that you're playing with someone that you already know?
A big thank you, obviously, to Iranzu and the contact we had, and to my 2 Spanish coaches and teammates, David Baudon and Patricia Arguello, for their help throughout. Yes, Iranzu had come to Malta. She had come before she played with us. She played as well a few years back, if I'm not mistaken. And it was obviously very comfortable to have someone you already know and you talk to. So as soon as I arrived, she made me feel welcome. I can talk to her. Obviously on court, even in training, I can look up to her and ask her questions, although I can with other teammates anytime, because we already got used to each other and we have a really strong bond. But I'm sure Ranzu is helping me presently, and obviously will continue to be someone who I can, like a point of reference, I can ask whenever I have something. We go out also sometimes together surfing, so it's really fun. Yes, Lanzarote is similar to Malta. It's the climate's really hot, so when we don't have training, we can enjoy ourselves a bit as well. So
So I mean, it acts as a great place to have bonding experience even off the court as well.
Obviously, yes, of course. So apart from all the basketball training we do together, it's important that we know each other off court as well, because I think that would really help even on court during the games, in everything. It would help overall.
All right, and then I mean, you've already mentioned the injury, but the season has already started quite weird in a weird way. I mean, it was supposed to start last week, and the first game got cancelled, and then you had to sit out because of the injury yesterday. I mean, what are the chances for the next game?
So yes, you mentioned we had 2 friendlies before we started the league. We were going to have the first game last week, but because of the situation and some issue with the federation, it had to be cancelled, unfortunately. It's a long season and a very nice season. We're 14 teams, if I'm not mistaken, us included, so we have a lot of home and away games, and it's going to be really nice. But we'll see. Next game, we're going to be traveling to Bilbao next Saturday for an away game.
All right.
So the environment is so different. Malta, unfortunately, we can only play against a few people. You see the same faces over and over again. That's, I think, the main difference. When you travel abroad, you're always seeing videos and scouting new players, new teams. You play against so many new and strong teams, so that's one of the big advantages of playing abroad.
All right, and now as a player personally, what are your expectations for the season?
So as soon as I arrived, I realized, the level I'm going to need to work a lot. I step it up, but obviously I'm going to give it my all. I'm enjoying the sessions a lot. I'm working hard. The season we're playing some tough teams. Obviously, I hope to be an asset to the team. Whenever I'm on court, I'll be confident. I'll start playing with the team. But yes, I think it's going to be a nice season. So we'll see as the season progresses.
Now, something interesting that I'm always curious to find out is related to how, your lives change even on a daily basis when you move abroad. It's a very different environment, as you said. It's out of comfort zone, and I'm interested to know. In a way, a day in the life of Mikela Riolo as a
Okay. So I didn't mention before, in Malta I was studying a Bachelor of Science in Sport and Physical Activity in the Institute of Sport and Physical Education at the University of Malta. And although I was really enjoying it, I completed my first year, so I have a diploma in this course. I was having a really good time, but this opportunity came and I decided to take it. Now, unfortunately, in Spain, I couldn't be following a course or attending university, so I decided to suspend this course and continue this opportunity and play basketball. So right now I'm not studying or anything, just learning Spanish and playing basketball, and I wanted to try it out and see how it goes for a year. So a day in the life of Riolo in Spain. Depends the day, obviously. We have training most times of the week, twice a day. So we'll have gym and some physical in the mornings, shooting. In the afternoon is where you can get your rest. We pick up lunch, we have lunch together, obviously with the teammates I'm living with. You get to rest. Sometimes I sleep a bit in the afternoon. Over here it's very common to have a siesta. And as soon as I arrived, it's like I felt it immediately because I was sleeping almost every day during the afternoons. And in Malta, I was never like that. So I became a Spaniard. No, but when I need rest, obviously, I'll take it. I'll sleep to get enough energy for the session in the evening. Evening sessions are usually at around 5:45 or sometimes a bit later. Mornings is usually at 10 a.m. So we do have a good time in between to get rest. When I have a Spanish lesson, it will be before the morning session, so I'd wake up early. I go to another city in Puerto del Carmen, unless it's online. Sometimes we need to do it online. and then I'll catch the bus to training, for example. So that's probably when it would be the most busy day. I'll have a Spanish lesson in the morning, straight to training right after, then shower, eat, have lunch, rest a bit. Later on in the afternoon, we'll have the second session. That's it basically. I'll try in between. I call my parents, my family, my nanas. Always trying to keep in contact with them to tell them I'm still alive, I'm still okay. So it's like I'm still home. I'm calling them every day. I'm keeping in contact, which is something really nice. And after the evening session, we rest a bit again, dinner. Obviously, in between, when I have some time, I try to study a bit of Spanish, keep up with things, maybe watch some videos, even basketball, study the plays of the team, trying to make the most of the experience and always looking to I can be improving my game and all that. But so far, I've never been bored or have nothing to do. I always try to find something to do. Or even something fun is not trying to learn how to cook, but being alone without mom and dad, putting food on the table for you. You start learning new things. So although I have lunch, I'm trying to sometimes cook a bit myself as well, try out new things, wash clothes. I wasn't used to it before. No, but I'm learning to become a bit more independent. Obviously, I get a bit of help. I ask, but I'm really enjoying it.
And you mentioned that you're trying to keep in contact with your parents and grandparents and whatever. And how was their reaction when they got to know that you were going to move to play professionally?
So, as you know as well, I'm not a person that takes decisions very easily. So my parents were a really big support to me. They're very sportive as well, thanks to them. My brother and I became really, really sportive and athletes. We used to do many different sports before I chose basketball. I used to do synchronized swimming, gymnastics. So it was a very sportive lifestyle before I actually decided to take up basketball as the sport I want to practice for the rest of my career. So I think my parents were a really, really big influence in my life, and I'm so grateful for all their support they've been giving me throughout. And they supported me throughout everything during the process when things were happening. And they just told me, to follow my heart, follow my dreams. I've always wanted to play abroad. So they were there from the beginning, and they really supported me throughout. And I'm here. So no, they were very happy. They're very happy that I'm happy and that I took this opportunity. And which is something most parents, I think, would be a bit would hold back a bit, maybe especially when it comes to the academics of their child. Sometimes the Maltese mentality, something we've been talking about, even it's been brought up as well when you talk to people, is not a closed mentality, but when it comes to sports, we kind of focus more on the academics or finishing academics and then maybe sport, because sport wouldn't get you, it wouldn't be, it's hard to become professional, obviously, in Malta or all that. But I'm glad that they accepted or decided to support me, obviously, with suspending my studies, which wasn't a very easy decision because I was enjoying it, and I know I have a set target because I intend to become a PE teacher when I grow older. But no, they were there throughout, and I think so far it's been a very good decision, so I'm not regretting it at all. Obviously, the Institute, I want to thank the Institute for their constant support. They supported me as well. We had to get, some documents, some contact. They were all administration, even Andrew, the cellist, he was very, very helpful. And they support me as well. They're really happy. I decided to take up this opportunity. After all, it's the Institute for Sport and Physical Education. So opportunities like this, don't come every day.
No, I'm sure. And I mean, the reason I'm asking this is mainly because, I mean, even though many athletes aspire to play abroad, it's not really something everybody can do. I mean, it's, as you said, it's quite difficult to play professionally, especially here in Malta. And I wanted to get to know more about how the move came about. I mean, obviously you've been playing for a long time, and even in the national team for a long time as well. But what else was there for you to get the move?
Obviously, whatever sport it is, takes a lot of, apart from dedication and motivation and everything, it's very individual, although it's a team sport. Just training with the team wouldn't be enough. You need to put in the work yourself individually. And I think that's something that one of the qualities maybe I possess, always, looking to improve and be better, which ultimately really helped me reach my goal, which is not just a goal because nothing's finished yet. I need to keep working. You're never good enough. That's something which I think a mentality which really helps you get places in life.
And now you finally got the move. You were right there a month ago, as we said before, and you've already created a lot of opportunities for yourself within the team as well. And I mean, I already asked about the expectations, but obviously now it's a bit more short term. I mean, after the season, for example, what are your aspirations?
Okay, yes. It's a question that even comes up, I'd think about what I'm going to do next season. Obviously, I'm going to focus mostly on the season, look to improve and improve my game and everything, and focus most on the season. But you can never ignore, what's going to happen after. So I always said I'm going to keep my options open. We'll see what opportunities arise. Maybe other places. Maybe I stay over here. We'll see. You never know. So even coming back to Malta, I always know I can come back and continue my studies. But obviously, playing abroad is amazing. And my intentions at the beginning were continuing like a dual career, so studying whilst playing basketball, which is something, for example, other places offer. Like we know of different players that have traveled to the US, like thing I've been a member, or I was literally born into Starlights because my parents form a big part of the club as well, which is a very good club on the island. So right now I had two Spanish coaches as well. So I started over here. I already had, a good background. Obviously over here, as I mentioned before, it's almost a professional setup, or it's very, very professional. So there are different coaches, and we have the head coach, Coach Adai. We have a physical preparator, assistant coaches, and other people who are members of the committee who also have a really, really good knowledge of basketball, are there to watch sessions and help whenever needed as well, and they give the help to the club. So with all the coaches over there, you know that you're supported no matter what. If you need anything, even about the game itself, when you're training, they really give their input. So that's something really, really good. But regarding support and all that, yes, they've been there all the time, and I'm glad to have such a background or such a team like behind the whole and Magic Tears.
And now, you said you were at the courts yesterday for the match as well, supporting the team. I mean, some countries are allowing fans back in limitation. How is it over there?
No, unfortunately for now, there's no supporters or fans are allowed. We have a nice court. There are a lot of seats, but unfortunately they had to be empty. But there are live streams, so whoever wants can follow the games over there. I'm sure a lot of supporters of the local team would be following it online. And my parents said we have a very good commentator, so that's a plus. But yes, because of the COVID situation, that's one of the negative aspects. But we'll see. Maybe the situation gets any better. I don't know if the rest of the league there will be any changes regarding supporters because it's pretty hard to control. But we'll see. But I'm sure I felt it as well. The community is really nice over here. It's a small island as well, so it's interestingly it's bigger than Malta, but the amount of people is almost the same, if not a bit less than Malta. Because Malta's a bit overpopulated. Over here, you know, the population's a bit smaller. So it's a very nice, tightly knit community, and you feel welcome.
And speaking of community, as I mentioned before, you've been part of the national team for quite some time now. Now, as a regular part of the team, what do you think of the level across the national team at the moment?
Okay. Yes, I've went abroad 3 times with the national team. Always the junior sector, so under 16 and under 18. Lately, these past 2 years, I've been training with the senior national team women, which was a very nice experience and obviously something which would help me improve and always, you know, work and keep working. Hopefully to be part of the team in the coming years. The level over here is almost all players would be professional or if not semi-professional. So that's what's different, you know, the training every day. In the mornings and the evenings, which is something not everyone can do in Malta, especially because of work and studies at our age. So the level is a bit different. The game, you feel it, you know, it's different. As soon as I arrived over here, even the friendlies we had, it's much tougher, much more physical, and it's a very fast game as well. So I need to adapt. I'm still adapting to the different game. Regarding the level, obviously Malta, the level of the individual players isn't bad at all. But when you come over here, when you play abroad, there are so many different things. It's the training, the amount of training they do, the dedication to basketball. So it is a higher level, obviously. But we're improving. Malta's improving. We're working. To be the best, obviously, we can be, and I think hopefully we'll manage to reach that level sometime.
All right, and you mentioned the hours of training. Before you said you have twice a day training, which is different from what we're used to here in Malta, I guess.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Was it much tougher for you to adapt?
No, something important, yes, I'd like to mention, but coming out of COVID, you know, everyone was, when it comes to training, and that maybe after stopping for so much time, it would have been hard. I spent COVID working pretty hard, so I made sure that a stop like that from games and training wouldn't affect how I'd be after. So if not, I think I actually became fitter in COVID than I was before. I worked, we transformed our gym into a basement, our basement into a gym, and we were working when I could go out, shooting, maybe even for a jog. So I did train a lot, but and I think that really helped because when I arrived over here, I'm someone who loves training and training and training. So when I arrived over here, um, I was really looking forward to all the sessions. I love it when we have double sessions, especially because I don't have anything to do, but I'm not following a course or I don't have the academic part. I'm always ready to be doing something. And sometimes most times when 2 sessions isn't enough, I have a space down over here. I take a ball. I bought a ball when I came in the first week, so I can stay practicing some dribbling or physical or anything. So I'm always looking to try to do something else by myself. Um, so training session apart from all the training sessions we have, but it's very very enjoyable. And obviously sometimes I'm sure in the future as well there are going to be days where you feel tired, you feel a bit off, hopefully no injuries, but maybe pain here and there because we're not used to so much training. It's going to be tough, but I'm ready to always think ahead and remember how sad it is when you're injured and you can't train, because the past week I haven't been training with contact, but I stay at the side doing some physical or some ball handling, obviously. And I think that would help thinking about how bad it feels when you're not training and playing, and would be like motivation, when you feel tired to keep going. But no, I think um, training wouldn't like isn't a problem. Um, something I always look forward to.
All right. And then you mentioned the issue of being injured.
Mhm.
How's the situation now? I mean, will you be moving into the physical in the
Yes,
contact
yes.
training room?
Thankfully, yesterday I took off the stitches in the morning. I have butterfly stitches only now, so I can start training again with contact, 100%. Hopefully, I strap it up a bit and it should be fine. So, looking forward to another hard week, a tough week of training before the away game on Saturday.
All right. And I mean, something to close this interview. I mean, you're a pretty young player compared to what I'm going to be asking, because uh, I mean, there are a lot of young players just like you who are going abroad to put their talents and skill to good use. And
Hmm.
do you think it's something we can continue an- as a Maltese community?
Definitely, yes. There's a lot of young talent, and we know players who are working very hard, and I hope they all decide, or not all decide, some who maybe aspire to go abroad to play abroad or would like to would really take up this opportunity, because it's something great to have experience in your life. And I hope that yes, if we keep working, and I'm sure that with all the hard work and dedication, you'll ma- you'll you'll make it. So you keep working, and opportunities will come. Whilst I'm over here, I'd like to thank obviously Petra. She was from Pro Sports Academy. Petra Mercer. She was really helpful throughout as well. Pro Sports Academy. I was going to for a few years now, and it's she has contacts, and she really helps apart from development as a player, even exposure. Maybe we've been abroad, even with my club, Starlights Basketball Club. We go abroad to play, so I'm lucky to have such a background supporting me, and I think is really important for athletes. So we start over there, and think ahead, think big, and keep working, and hopefully um, get opportunities like this and even better um, when you develop more and more as an athlete. Not only in
So
basketball, obviously, because we're seeing many athletes take a step even in different sports, which is something great.
no, I guess it's pretty important for the development of every sport here in Malta. People like you take up their sport abroad, because, as you said,
Mhm.
the level is different. different. I mean, you get to see a whole different perspective, I guess. So
Yes, exactly.
hopefully we get to see more of
Yes.
players like her. And from what I can see here, this has been a very interesting interview here, and I'm very happy to have spoken to you. So thank you for being here, and hopefully we can do this again. And
Yeah.
hopefully the injury is
Yes, always.
next week, and you can have your official debut with Magic Tears.
It's true, yes. I hope to get, minutes on court and be an asset to the team. And we'll see. Hope for the best. And we'll give it our all.